When it comes to inspiration about your design project, I like to find my inspiration in various different places. First of all, you should always research your client's competitors just to see what they are doing and how their websites and mobile apps look like. If you have the chance, you should also install the mobile app of their competitors just to see the functionality and to see how it looks like on your phone and to see the options and features it might have. But once you've done that and you want some visual inspiration, you can jump into Dribbble or Behance, or you can find inspiration sites online. There are so many to choose from. For this particular project, I found this person on Dribbble, so Angelia Lee, I hope that's how it's pronounced, and I really like these cards. So as you can see, it's really quite simple, it's easy to the eye, and one thing I have to note is we're not going to use these colors, we're not going to use these images. This is just so that we can wrap our head around how these shapes are going to look like once we design them. So I really like these cards, I really like this empty space, so this white space. I like some of these tags and how these icons function and look like. They're really simple and clean. If you jump into another example, so this one for example, you can see just back arrow right here with no text in the middle. You can see big cards with just a few amount of text. You can see big headings and for categories, so these work quite nicely. And if we jump into, for example, this one, you can see once again they use these subtle drop shadows behind. They have these nice paragraphs which are easy to read and easy to understand. So as you can see, just from these few examples, we can really conclude and find some inspiration for our project, this one as well. So really quite simple images, background images, nice readable big text, and some nice big headings. So I really like this design direction. Next up, what you should do is find other websites or other mobile apps which are in the same niche as the project you are working for. So for example, we are working at this project which is for furniture shop, so they have all kinds of chairs, beds and sofas and so on. So that's what you should look for and find inspiration from, just to see how other people are doing it. So as you can see from this simple example I found on Behance, we have one color background and we have basically two color text right here. It's really easy to read, it's really easy to navigate. We have a nice big image right here on the right. If I scroll down, you can see some of these other examples. So for this chair, for example, it's nice and easy to read, nice and easy to understand, because if you remember from our design brief, our audience is genuinely older audience who don't have much time to read, and if they want to read, text should be nice and big and readable, just so that it contrasts nicely on these backgrounds. So as you can see, really clear buttons, really easy, really simple. There is not much going on right here. Here they can quickly scroll through images, and I really like that. So all of these images have background cut out, so that they are able to accommodate these background colors and to make them uniform and look coherent. Finally, you can see buttons are really clear, arrows are really clear, and all of these are using this background, which is really nice, simple, easy to the eye, once again because we have older audience for our app. So I really like this design direction. And finally, you can search for e-commerce apps on Behance and on Dribbble just to understand how e-commerce apps work, so you can maybe get the inspiration about the billing page, about the pages where you can sort out credit cards, about those sort of things, just to make sure to understand how add to cart function works on some of these mobile apps, just so you can know where you can, for example, position buttons so people can add to cart, and maybe you can understand how some of the sliders work and so on and so forth. So you can simply type in e-commerce app in your search, whether on Behance or on Dribbble, and you can see various different examples about how any of these can be achieved. And as you can see, I'm scrolling down, and really there are a lot of different options to choose from. And finally, one thing I want to show you is, because this project is minimal, you can always go to IKEA and Jisk. And because I'm from Serbia, we are loading our local Serbian website, but it will show up your nearest website or from the country you are from. And this is important just so you can understand if the project requires it. So for example, we have a minimal design right here, and it's basically IKEA or Jisk style, so Northern European style. And you can see how they lay out text on their website, and you can download and install their apps just so you can understand how e-commerce part of those apps works. And you can see on this IKEA site, for example, they have this minimal icons and they have the same color text on the right. It's really easy to read, it's really easy to understand, so that's something that we want. Same thing for Jisk, you can see right here. I like these cards, how they're really simple. So they have one line of text right here and just the background image, so nothing more. You can have splash of color if that's up to your client, if they like it. And you can see some of these frames. I really like how they are integrated. So as you can see from this entire video, we are not using any particular part of any of these inspiration pieces. We're just inspiring ourselves about how some of the elements will look like on the page, how some colors contrast, and how some images work in different scenarios. So that's really what you want to find out in your inspiration part, and not just take the overall layout of any of these and just use it straight like that, because some layouts work in different cases. They might not work for your case. So just keep exploring, keep finding inspiration, inspire yourself, and then use the best practices in your final design.